Today we're talking a lot about how this process of rapid digitization of the society, or what we oftentimes call the increasing digital density, how it's reshaping industries and spaces of business activity. Financial services and banking, retail banking in particular, clearly are a prime candidate for such a reshaping. So if we look at the main drivers that define digitization today, those being social, mobile, and big data, in the area of banking, a lot of attention is being paid to mobile today. Mobile banking is a big topic, and it makes sense because as smartphones become our default access point to the world of digital or to the internet, clearly what banks are starting to do, they're starting to shift attention from online banking to mobile banking. In fact, Google just recently did a study, and 2 out of 5 mobile users said that they would consider turning to a competitor if its current bank failed to provide an acceptable user experience on a mobile device. Now, the problem is that they look at it in a way that let's take what we used to do in online banking and let's replicate the same kind of experiences, the same kind of processes in mobile banking. That's fine. The problem with this is that we're not developing anything that is really highly personalized for the customer. We're not taking advantage of the fact that we actually know a lot about the physical context in which a customer is currently based. We're not taking advantage of context awareness in that sense. And hopefully moving forward, we're going to see more activity in that area. Things that are happening in mobile payments, for example. When it comes to social, and we recently did a study looking at how financial institutions and banks use social media. Again, the primary focus is on social marketing. Well, again, this is great, but let's think about what social actually is and what it does. And what it does, it creates connections among individuals, and it allows these individuals to interact with each other through those connections very, very easily. So one potential consequence then of that would be disintermediation. And if you look at the area of peer-to-peer lending, for example, it's really booming, and it has been booming for the last several years. Firms like Prosper, firms like Lending Club in the United States, Zopa in Europe. And this is just the beginning. Probably the hottest thing in town is crowdfunding. Everybody talks about crowdfunding today. Again, if you look at the aggregate volume of operations in peer-to-peer lending plus crowdfunding, 2012, we're probably talking about 2.7 to 3 billion worldwide. Clearly, banks need to pay attention to what's going on in those areas and need to start thinking about how and whether they could incorporate some of these elements as part of their larger portfolio of services. And what will define a good bank in the future, or a successful bank in the digital world in the future, is the ability to develop a vision for what kind of interactions through these digital access points the bank will foster with its customers, and what kind of interactions it will mute in a way.